Welcome to Year 9 parents and students, it's Mr. White here. I'd like to run you through our pathways process for courses that will begin in September 2022 when our current Year 9 students begin Year 10. By the end of this presentation we hope you get a good understanding of the process, the available options and what you need to do in order to progress towards making your choices. Our aim is clear. We want you to have the maximum amount of opportunity available to you when you finish your GCSE courses age 16, so that you can choose an apprenticeship to go to post 16 or go into some other employment with training at that time. And we don't want you to be held back by poor grades or poor subject choices. And of course you'd have got to that stage because you would have had an excellent education. All the courses that are offered here in our booklet are approved courses, recognised throughout the United Kingdom, and will allow you to get to post-16 study, A-level study, level 3 studies it's also called, at any institution anywhere in the UK. These are some of the courses that are available when you go to post-16, and we're helping you now prepare for that through your GCSE and level 2 choices. Some of you may look for an opportunity called an apprenticeship. This too is an excellent opportunity. We'd like you to take a look at our Pathways booklet. You'll see it starts with a letter from Mr. Anderson, moves on to the timeline for the year group and then looks at the various pathways that are there available. You see 3 of them that have just gone by. We give you a little bit of instruction about the grades that are available, and then we move on to the subjects that you will expect to study, as well as those that are optional. So we want you to get a good understanding of the details of those courses and also perhaps how things differ from what you might have experienced at Key Stage 3. Let's now look a little bit at the pathways available to you and what they are. Essentially, a pathway is a collection of courses that allows each student to enter the next phase of education with the best possible qualifications. Each pathway allows every student to study English, Maths, Science, Languages and Humanities qualifications. The first pathway we'd like to look at is the English Baccalaureate pathway. It's often regarded as the gold standard of pathways with the best selection and combination of subjects, which includes English, Maths, double or triple science, core PE, with a choice of languages and one of the humanities, history or geography. You'll also be able to study 2 additional subjects of your choice for an excellent combination of subjects. In our booklet you'll see it represented here with the subjects at the top, English, Maths, Science, etc. that you will all study, and then the boxes just below that showing a choice of French or Spanish, history or geography, and then you'll be able to choose 2 others from the box, the big box there with all the subjects in there. For all of our pathways we'll endeavour to ensure that you have subjects from the ones you've selected, and it hopefully will be very rare that we're not able to meet those requirements. As you can see from the example here, this particular student has studied triple science, which means that it takes up one of his option courses there on the left hand side. So you can see English, Maths and Science on the right hand side, 2 options there of geography and French, and options also of art and engineering, and triple science has to take up one of those left hand options. It's also possible to do the English Baccalaureate having studied only combined science. That means that you'll have 3 options on the left hand side instead of 2, and this particular student chosen PE, engineering and art from the box that you would have seen earlier on. On now to our academic pathway. It's very similar to the English Baccalaureate pathway. English, Maths, double or triple science in fact, and core PE that everyone will study, and then a choice of one of history, geography, French, Spanish or computing. You will then finally select 4 additional preferences, of which we will endeavour to give you 3 in order to complete your full list of subjects. In the booklet it looks like this, as you see the subjects at the top that everyone will study. Option block 1, choose one of French, Spanish, history, geography or computer science, and then the final big option block 2, choose 4 from there, of which we will endeavour to offer you 3. This particular example, you can see the student studying on the right hand side, the subjects that everyone studies, English, Maths, Science, so on. This student decided to choose Spanish, And on the left-hand side, 3 subjects chosen as preferences: art, computer science and religious studies. Now to our vocational pathway. At the end of year 11, it won't be unusual for a student to sit 20 to 25 different exam papers. That takes a lot of memory work and can involve an awful lot of writing, which for most of our students is fine. There may be some students, however, who need to think carefully about how much writing they do across the full range of all selected subjects. So in our vocational pathway, we draw your attention to subjects where there is still terminal exams and there is, a fair amount of writing still, but that might be slightly less than some of our GCSE courses. It's very similar to our other pathways. English, maths and science are studied. Once again, a choice from one of history, geography, French, Spanish or computing, and a choice of 3 other subjects. But the difference is the subjects that are available. As we can see here from the vocational pathway entry in the booklet, it's very similar setup to the previous pathways, but the courses that are in option block 2, when you actually read the detail, you'll see that they're a little bit more practical in nature, a little bit less writing, a little bit more in the way of practical coursework or practical projects that go towards making up the grade. We would suggest that all students consider these as to whether some of these subjects might help the balance of options across the full range of things that need to be studied. Considering the full workload that every student will be undertaking across that 2 years is important. For some students, they'll be able to comfortably manage a full range of very academic subjects. For other students, they'll want to consider the amount of coursework subjects that they might wish to do, which they may actually find helpful in the long run. If we look at this particular example here, this student has studied English, GCSE, maths, science and so on, chosen geography, and the 3 options that they've chosen: art, engineering and BTEC hospitality. These subjects have got a little bit more coursework in them. For this particular student, that was a sensible choice. All students will be given a science recommendation from our science team. Essentially, combined science is worth 2 GCSEs, very rigorous course, and will allow you to take A-level sciences should you wish to do so at post-16. We always have a good number of students also that take triple science. This is similar to the combined science course, though it goes into more depth and is more rigorous, and if you want to study that subject, you will need to make it one of your options. For students considering medical degrees or perhaps careers in veterinary science, you will need to check the course you might need to do at your potential future university. It's likely to recommend that you do triple science, but that may differ from university to university. Discuss it with your science teacher if you are unsure. One of the areas that we will very much be encouraging our students to think about is thinking well beyond some of the outdated thinking around gender roles. We know there are fantastic women engineers and wonderful opportunities for women in that particular profession, for example, in maths and sciences. And we know that caring professions are very much looking out for any new male recruits, and there are some wonderful opportunities and job vacancies in that area too. So please support us in that. We will be making sure our students have some excellent guidance in that respect. So now it's important that you take a really good look at the booklet. There are videos available on our website, which you will see through the other letter that's been sent to you, that you can look at for every subject that's on offer. You will have opportunities, students will have opportunities in school in order to experience some of the subjects, and that includes the new subjects which you won't necessarily have done at Key Stage 3, in order to get a full idea. There's Parents' Evening, of course, to talk to teachers. That will be online this year, and then you'll have some time to finally make your mind up so that you can submit your responses by Thursday the 3rd of February. Please talk to your tutor, your head of house, any colleague here at SBL will be pleased to help you in order to ensure that our students get the very best advice. Thank you so much for listening. Please do be in touch if there's anything that you're not clear about.